Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rocking week thus far. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that it came to me as a result of a client meeting I had just last week. So this is something that's hot off the presses that I think you're going to enjoy. And the client asked me, Frank, I'm trying to get more leads, but I don't want to spend any more on ads. Do you have any solutions for me? I said, of course I do. As a matter of fact, and this is what I told him, we actually talked about this, way back when we got started. So since this came up just last week and it's hot off the presses, I want to share it with you, my audience, as 7 ways to capture more leads without spending more on ads. This is exactly what we talked about, because he just was looking for some other options that were out there, and that's what I provided him with. So, anywho, before I get to the content and show you these 7 ways, I want to remind you guys that Epic 2021 is going to be is going to happen in the last week of October in Las Vegas. If you are an HVAC company, you definitely most definitely want to attend this event in Vegas. You can get the link on in my show notes. Again, this is only for HVAC companies or contractors in general, but especially HVAC companies. We talked about it already. I had the gentleman who is organizing the event as a guest on my show a few episodes ago. I want you to check that out. It's called Epic 2021. But anyway, go on the link if that is something that you want to do in 2022. If you're an HVAC company and you really want ways to expand and explode your HVAC business, that's something that you definitely want to attend. It's a 2-day event in Las Vegas, and I don't want you guys to miss out. And also, before we get on to the content, I want you guys to take advantage between now and the end of the year. I am going to be I'm going to be gifting you something. If you were to order my book online, which is it's going to be there's a link on the show notes, but it's lbmsllc.com/book, and you just order the book online. It's a $15 charge. But with that $15, what you're going to receive is actually is something. It's a $500 value. What you're going to receive. I am going to give you a complete playbook as to how you're going to orchestrate from a digital marketing perspective, how you're going to orchestrate your business growth for 2022. And I'm going to give you a plan, hand it to you based on how the industry is going. It doesn't matter what business you're in. I'm catering it mostly for attorneys, but you can be a dentist, you could be a chiropractor, you could be an HVAC company for that matter. And just for ordering the book, I am going to sit down with you for a 30-minute call after we evaluate your business, obviously, for a 30-minute call, and we're going to give you a playbook of how you're going to expand and explode your business. Again, that's 100% free, and it's a $500 value. So that being said, let's move on to the content. 7 ways to capture more leads without spending more on ads. That's something somebody wants to do. Someone's always looking for a way to get more leads with less money. Well, here it is, guys. This is your gift from the local business guy to you. All right, so let's just dive in, because this is not going to be a very long episode, because this is something that I think I've been meaning to do for quite some time, and I guess been procrastinating. But here it is. Number one, you want to add a web chat to your website. Okay. You want to add a web chat to your website. This should go without saying. Web chats are awesome, and they have a couple of them that actually automate the process for you. But if you don't need that, if you have the support that you need, if you will, then what you can do is simply assign someone that's going to be monitoring the web chat. So someone goes into your website. So a lot of times, here's why this is a great idea. All right. So let me step back a little bit. I think I'm going a little too fast. Why a web chat? I'm going to tell you why. A web chat is an awesome tool that you can use to collaborate with your visitors. There are times that people don't want to fill out a form for whatever reason. There are times that people don't pick up the phone and call for whatever reason. We don't know. So this is just another option of capturing people who are in those categories. There are people who need you. They need your services, yet they don't pick up the damn phone, excuse my French, and call you, or they don't fill out the form to reach out to you for whatever reason. So sometimes this modality of communicating with you is what is best for them. So this is one of my favorite ways, to capture more leads, is just by having a simple chat bot. And there's a plethora of them out there that are catered to small businesses. You know, there are some high-end ones that charge a lot of money. But they got some ones that are very, very inexpensive, like $15 a month or whatever. And again, we can always sit down and go for your particular situation, because they got some that are catered to particularly for different industries that are really cool, that you can automate the process and put in the questions that you want based on automation and based on your industry. Or you can just create a chat bot that ties to, say, your friends, your Facebook Messenger. That's another option. Again, I don't want to give you a whole bunch of these options, because then this podcast will be very long. If you want to understand what's best for your situation, whether you have someone answering the questions, or you want it automated, just give us a call, 888-416-7752, and we'll definitely give you the best suggestions for your particular situation. So that's number one. Number one is you want to add a web chat to your website. Number two, you want to add a lead magnet call to action on every single page. This is very important. And in some cases, the actual chat bot can do that. But in other cases, you need something extra. If you're in a very competitive niche, or if your industry is saturated with a lot of people in your neighborhood, you want to get a little bit more aggressive to capture more leads without spending more money on ads. You want to add a lead magnet, to every page. Maybe something like as simple as subscribing to a newsletter if you have one, or you could have, let's say a particular page. Let's say you're a general, you're a general contractor, or let's stick with the lawyer term. Let's say you're an attorney and you practice several aspects of law, and someone lands on your say personal injury page, or your family law page, or whatever page they land on. You want to have some sort of a lead magnet that pertains to that page. So let's so if they land on the personal injury page, you say you want to have a five, five, like a cheat sheet, a checklist of what you need in case you're in a situation that way, you may need a lawyer, that maybe you gotten a dog bite, or you've gotten into a car accident or whatever. And you want to have like a little cheat sheet, some kind of a lead magnet that attracts them to you as opposed to your competitor, and then they'll give you a call based on it. So but just make that the cheat sheet helps them, and there's a call to action in the cheat sheet itself. But more importantly, you get that lead in your inbox, and you can actually give them a call after they download the cheat sheet. So that's the key to this, having this lead magnet. That's just an example. Same thing with family law. Hey, 5 things you didn't know about divorce in our state. Something like that. So, and again, we can get into specifics for your particular situation if you give us a call, and we'll help you out with that. That's the whole message here. Number 3, and I know this is number 3 is something that excuse me, a lot of people do not like, but it's highly effective. It's number 3 is you want to add exit pop-ups. Okay. So if your web chat and your CTA don't work, okay, you still have another chance to capture, say, leads before they exit your website. So let's say, you have this web chat up there and no one does anything. And then you have the CTA that hey, download this cheat sheet, yada, yada, yada. And that doesn't work. So when they try to get out of the website, you just give them an exit pop. That appears, and it has to be something compelling. So let's just say, for example, that when they pop up, you can do a thing to sign up to your newsletter if you have a newsletter, or a pop-up can be a sale that you're having. Like, for our first time clients, we're offering a 50% discount on our consultations. Something like that, something that's going to say, oh, I need to take advantage of this. Because here's the bottom line. These people went to your website for a reason. So you want to find that out. You didn't just stumble upon it just because, they were just clowning around. They went there for a reason, especially if you're an attorney. They need help somehow. So let's capitalize on that as much as possible. So, an exit pop. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know it, but they work so well. They're such an effective tool of maximizing your lead capture. Because that's all we're doing here. We're trying to maximize your lead capture. Guys, if you're looking for inbound leads, this is the episode for you, okay? Because this is going to maximize your experience, all right? So, and don't be afraid to do these things, okay? Do not be afraid to do these things. So number 4, you want to include a text to opt in. So texting is basically, in my opinion, at some point, is going to replace email marketing. So you want to have, see when you let me back up. When you're generating leads, you need to recognize that not everyone prefers to interact with your company on your website or the social media pages. So this is where texting comes in. And if you want to account for that, you want to have the texting in there as an option. Is like I said earlier. See, the most important thing to remember when using, say, a text messaging service for your business is to receive constant, before texting. I'm sorry. Let me back up. You want to receive consent before sending text messages. That's the most important thing. Okay. But you want to have this as an option. This is a crucial thing because it's something that's maximizing. Again, you're going to maximize your you want to maximize your lead potential, and that's what you're doing here. And you're giving them multiple modalities to do so. So texting is great, and it's actually working a lot better than email marketing. If you can believe it. And there's a plethora of software out there. Again, this is not a software review thing. If there's anything that you want to say, hey, what's working great in my industry, I can do that for you. I can give you that option. But again, it's all personalized. There's so much things out there that I don't want to confuse you and list a whole bunch of things here. That's going to make this episode crazy. But going back to the consent part, excuse me, going back to the consent part, it's crucial that you do get consent. All right. Before I leave to the next topic, this is very, very crucial that you do receive some sort of consent. Because if you don't, you're actually going to violate the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. And it could, if you don't do that, you're going to actually get fines, and you can't if you get caught. So I just went before I left that, just make sure that you do get consent. I didn't want to leave this topic without saying that. Okay. All right. Number 5, you want to offer a freebie or a discount in exchange for a sign up. And we talked about that a little bit before, so, maybe 50% off or whatever. So I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I talked about number 5 a little bit before, but yeah, you want to offer some sort of exchange, some sort of discount, or it's an incentive or a freebie. It could be a free consultation, or it could be a 50% off the consultation, some sort of an incentive for them to sign up. For maybe an ebook or a cheat sheet, a discount, a video, something that you're doing that is going to then incentivize them. So again, I kind of jumped the gun earlier, and I talked about number 5 without giving you number 5, but those are the options here that you have. Number 6, you want to create a referral program. See, another way to generate more leads is to ask your current customers for referrals. And you want to systematize this, or systemize. I hate systematize. That's not a word. It's systemize. Anyway, you want to systemize this. And while you won't have to spend money on advertising, you should offer an incentive or some sort of incentive for the best results of this. So something as simple as, say, a discount or a small freebie just can be enough to generate new leads. So one of the things that I do, just for full transparency, is that if I get a new lead from someone that's a client of mine, I will offer them, hey, you get a free month. So if they're doing some marketing with me, so hey, if you can give me a few names or whatever referral, and I'm able to actually, close them, your next month is free. And I do that all the time. And that usually say, oh, great. So people, save a free month of marketing with me. So that's one of the things that I do. And that's something that you guys can do as well. It's not that hard. Number 7, last but not least, you want to be their guest. So getting more distribution for your content is key to creating, say, more awareness for you, which is the first step of, driving more leads, right? So be a guest on, say, a blog. Be a guest on, say, a podcast interview. And also, say maybe a video interview. So you want to be on more channels is what I'm talking about here. Be their guest. So if be open to it anyway. There are times that people have podcasts themselves, just like this. I mean, there are times I bring people on this podcast, and they want to talk about their business. That's a great medium to do it. Or maybe a video, maybe maybe have a 15-minute interview on YouTube or something like that and distribute it. That's a great way of getting leads. Just the other day, someone asked me to speak at their chamber event. I mean, things are opening up again. They said, Frank, you have some pretty decent content. I would love for you to, talk to my chamber about, XYZ. And I'm like, I said, sure. So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And I think you guys should start taking advantage of that, because at the end of the day, it's going to help your business. So that's really all I had to talk to you about today. Before I close this episode, let me go over the 7 again. Number 1, you want to add a web chat. And again, you don't have to do all of these. You could do, I would say, do at least, 2 or 3, at the very least, at the maximum, 4 or 5, obviously. But let's go over them again. So you want to add a web chat to your website. That's a great way of getting leads without having to pay for more ads. Number 2, add a lead magnet, some kind of a CTA on every page. Number 4, you want to add an exit pop-up. Number 5, you want to include text. Text is hot these days. It's actually, in my prediction, in the next 10 years, it's going to totally replace email marketing. But that's just my assumption. That's just my, that's just my opinion. It may not, but my opinion, it will. Number 5, you want to offer freebie or discount in exchange for signing up. Very important that you implement something like that. Number 6, you want to create a referral program. Referral is important, because again, you're not paying anything for that. Well, you technically are, because you're going to give some kind of a discount, but it's a lot better than paying for ads. Number 7, you want to be their guest. Be a guest on their platform. Maybe they have a podcast of their own. Maybe they have, they're big players in the chamber and you want to speak there. Or maybe you want to do a guest blog on their blog if they're big bloggers. Maybe, create posts on their social media page. Whatever that is, you want to be their guest. So that's all I have for you today, folks. If you enjoyed this episode or any other episodes that I may produce, I invite you guys to please do me a favor, hook me up, and share this episode with people that you think will benefit from this, and ask them to subscribe to it, or you subscribe to this episode and ask them to share it with people that they may know that may benefit from this. So with that, folks, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy, and I will see you guys next week. Take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.